Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Strengthen up your aura just like Goku. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. Now, today I got all of the most significant astrological events that occur during the month of July, and I am basically going to simplify them, clarify them up, and get you in synchronicity subconsciously with the entire solar system or cosmos. Okay, so today's video is July 2021 astrology. Get right into it. Okay, let's not waste any time with this. This is going to be a great video, by the way. A lot of knowledge to be shared during this time. Okay, and I feel as though that is the higher consciousness of Leo coming to me before the sun actually shifts into Leo to have our self-expression actually more amplified in a higher consciousness. Okay, so let's get right into it. Like I said, it's going to be a great video. Astrology is very, very powerful. Even if you do not know most of the stuff or understand most of what astrology is, your subconscious is more powerful than you realize, and just by tuning in or listening to what I am talking about, you will actually subconsciously get in alignment or synchronicity with the entire solar system, okay? And that is the power of astrology, which is actually the study of the cosmos, okay, and how they affect us energetically and how they actually affect our lives as well. So the first astrological event actually takes place today, which is July 1st, and it is actually Mars opposing Saturn. So Mars is actually known as the planet for warrior-like energy, okay, high dynamic, raw, active energy, and Mars actually rules Aries, the god of war. So this is where you get that warrior-like energy from, or that raw, fiery, passionate, temperamental, or even just high dynamic, active, willful energy. Okay, now with Mars and its energies opposing Saturn, which is the planet of contractiveness, and due to this contractive nature, also discipline, the laws of time being corresponded or correlated or symbolized by the Greek god of time, which is Cronus or Kronos, and also very much a karmic planet and karma translating to action in Sanskrit, we during this time will see a lot of that Mars energy or that Martian energy coming with that Saturn energy, which is actually today, so no need to be so discreet about it. But during this event, we are going to see a lot of questioning, we're going to question a lot more, and we are actually going to see a lot of battle between wills. Okay, so you might actually see a lot of individuals going at it and a battle of wills going on, and this is due to that warrior-like energy of Mars, or that warrior energy of Mars, or just that high dynamic willful energy. That fire is literally upsurged, and it is opposing that disciplined and contractive nature of Saturn, which literally just has us perhaps questioning and battling willfully with each other. Maybe in your household you will see a lot of battles between wills and literally succession on other people's side willfully. Okay, and when somebody comes into succession with their upsurge of will, there is going to be natural discipline that occurs either on the side of the individual that lost this battle, or even on the side of the individual that won that battle of will. Okay, so that's where the discipline from Saturn actually comes in. Now, you are going to question a lot as if there is too much persistence or perseverance in a certain direction of where you are placing this Martian or willful active energy, and further you are going to be questioning the fact that if you are bending people to your will too much, like maybe you are actively driving that masculine Martian energy to the point where it literally suffocates or contracts the entire environment or individuals, or it can be that you aren't controlling people or bending people at all, and you're just kind of like a dimming flame. It can be either or. It fluctuates back and forth with this astrological event. Okay, and also you are going to question as if you are pushing too hard in a certain direction with this Martian energy for your discipline, or if you are not pushing hard enough at all. Like I said, that Saturn is bringing us to discipline ourselves with that Martian energy, which is very, very warrior-like. It is very highly dynamic, and it is literally raw, active, animalistic nature. So whenever Mars opposes Saturn, that energy of Mars opposes the discipline or the disciplining natures of Saturn, and that contractive nature of Saturn as well, which will actually bring us to a state of temperamental fluctuation back and forth of an upsurge of this warrior-like raw active energy to a more contractive, dimming, discipline energy. Okay, and that's what we are seeing today. So the next astrological event is taking place on July 3rd to 4th, and it is actually Mars squaring Uranus. Okay, so Mars then squares Uranus, and Mars is that raw, active, warrior-like, willful, animalistic, desireful energy, and Uranus is known as the planet of awakening because it is literally bringing us to higher states of consciousness that will actually have us come to natural breakthroughs and even liberated states of experience as well. So very, very profound at the start of the month for coming into or evolving into a higher state of consciousness. And there's going to be a lot of breakthrough and liberation from where limitation has been brought from the transits before, which was Mars opposing Saturn. So all of that limitation that Saturn brings at the beginning of the month or today is actually carried on into July 3rd to 4th with the next event, and will actually make way for that breakthrough or that liberation that Mars squaring Uranus can actually bring. And the way I see it is Mars is a very, very active, dynamic, energetical planet, right? And it is very fiery in nature. And whenever it is squaring Uranus, it is having us come to a higher state of consciousness. And this, to me, is actually just bringing us the kundalini awakening, which the earth is actually going through right now. There is a global rise in the kundalini energy, and if you do not know what the kundalini energy is, it is actually the sexual energy or our life force energy, one and the same, that is coiled and it lies dormant at the base of the spine or the root chakra or the sacral chakra. And it is actually also known as the serpent energy. And when it rises, it uncoils itself and it goes upwards through the spine, and it actually lights up all of your chakras and unblocks them, and it can result in profound mystical experiences, or it is also called a kundalini awakening or a spiritual awakening. Okay, so this astrological event to me is actually bringing in more kundalini rising to the globe, because like I said, there's a natural rise in kundalini energy throughout the globe, especially with these coming astrological events. Okay, and this is why you see people talking about the fourth dimension, the fifth, and even higher, because they are having kundalini awakenings and they are coming into perception or consciousness of these higher dimensions of existence. Okay, so get ready for a rise in kundalini energy or a rise in life force energy, and it is going to literally unfold for everybody in their own time, and it is going to be one of the most beautiful experiences one can ever have in their entire life. Okay, so July 6th, the next astrological event is Mercury squaring Neptune. Okay, and this is a very beautiful astrological event as well. Mercury is known as the planet of communication. Okay, and Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Okay, two signs Mercury rules, and Mercury is known as the planet of communication. So when it comes into squaring with Neptune, which is the planet known for dream-like states, mystical experiences, and even the ethereal or collective consciousness connections, we are going to see a lot of expression or communication throughout our relationships, or just communication in a very dreamlike manner and a very mystifying like state. Okay, and we are going to be pulling a lot of information from the ethereal, and we can be doing this with either technology or just straight from the universe more naturally. Okay, and further, it is going to be a very great time for a lot of romanticism. You're going to see a lot of romantic situations maybe taking place in your life throughout the early month of July 6th, due to this astrological transit. And there is also going to be smooth, eloquent speech, okay, due to the mercurial communications taking place. And there's also going to be fluidity of mind, and like I said, there is going to be dreamlike states of experience, or maybe even altered states of consciousness, hallucinatory experiences, and even mystifying experiences. And I see this further as the kundalini rising from the earlier transits, like Mars squaring Uranus, bringing us to heightened states of consciousness, because that's what the kundalini awakening or the rise of your kundalini energy is actually known for. When the kundalini or sexual energy or life energy coiled at the spine starts to rise, it is natural for you to come into altered states of consciousness and even profound mystical experiences, okay, naturally. And like I said, the globe or the earth is literally just rising in kundalini energy, and you can see this astrologically evident with the latest events. Okay, so be ready for these types of dreamlike experiences. Even if they are more subtle, it is all up to the individual and how they perceive life, because all of life externally is just a reflection back onto me internally, okay? It's a great time for poetry, poeticism. It is a great time for art, because you will be pulling in those mystifying experiences and those dreamlike experiences as well. So a great time to make art, paint, great time for poetry, and also a great time for music during the early month of July. All right, and there can also be technological difficulties or issues as well due to the mercurial energies being so heightened. So watch out for that, or be aware of that as well. Now, the next transit is also on July 6th, but it goes into July 7th and into July 8th as well. And it is actually Venus opposing Saturn and squaring Uranus. Okay, just like Mars at the beginning of the month, Mars opposed Saturn and squared Uranus. Now Venus follows in the exact same direction with the same opposition to Saturn and the same squaring to Uranus. And Venus is the planet known for beauty, known for asceticism, known for love, relationships, and value. Okay, so with this astrological event, we are going to be suggested serious crossroads in our relationships, or where we place our love, or where we put our value into things. Okay, and it is also going to work on deepening our commitment to where we are placing our love, or maybe where we are already cultivating strong commitment. All right, so it is going to deepen that, and it is going to have us actually come into a suggestive crossroading with whatever relationships we hold right now. All right, and it is further going to bring us into a state of maturity as well. It is going to bring us into more of long-term organization, or our views long-term, and it is also going to bring us highly electrical generation as well. So it is further, or in summary, going to basically cleanse up our relationships, and we are going to basically continue with a strong commitment and maturity, what is bringing us our value and love, and we are going to further drop what is kind of just dangling or not helping us in the slightest. Okay, so be aware of that and be ready for that. The next astrological transit is July 13th, which is Venus, the planet of beauty, love, relationship, and value, and Mars, the planet of raw, animalistic, willful, desireful, active energy, coming into conjunction within Leo. Okay, so these planets were already mimicking each other. Mars went through the opposition to Saturn and squared Uranus, as did Venus, and now they come into conjunction with each other. They conjoin each other within Leo. Okay, so very powerful astrological unfoldment. Okay, so with this astrological transit, we'll see the things that have been trying to unfold themselves or maybe work themselves out within the beginning of the year to now starting to finally be able to express themselves and blossom and come into a synthesis for themselves, okay? It's basically a rewarding period. You are coming into being rewarded for all of the hard work from the beginning of the month, or from the beginning of the year, to now, okay? And very, very profoundly successful in expression as well is what we will see during the middle of the month, okay? And further, not only are we starting to see the rewards for our hard work during the middle of this month, we are also going to see a lot of mending of what has been broken, okay? And this is that Venus energy. Our relationships are coming into mending themselves. If they were broken within the beginning of the year or even before, they are starting to come into a state of mending themselves, and we are going to see a lot of complementary experience throughout the middle of the month with this transit, okay? So very profound, like I said. It is a great time for reward, and it is a great time for strengthening up your relationships as well. So the next astrological event takes place on July 17th, which is actually the Sun opposing Pluto, which is a very significant astrological event, okay? Because the Sun is known for our self-expression, it is known for our individual ego, and it is also known for shedding consciousness or coming into a higher state of consciousness, okay? And when it opposes Pluto, it is opposing Plutonian energy, which Pluto is the planet of rebirth, it is the planet of death, it is the planet of unconsciousness, and it is also the planet of transformation, all right? And when the Sun comes to oppose Pluto, we can basically say that we are coming into resisting that Plutonian energy in our self-expression, meaning we are resisting the more unconscious well springs of energy that are maybe darker in nature, and we are resisting their release through our more conscious expression, okay? And Pluto is known for those unconscious states or those unconscious dimensions that are more more otherworldly in nature or underworld in nature, subterranean, inner city earth or inner matrix, okay? Now the Sun opposing Pluto is a great period for releasing major potential, okay? And the way I see this is that the reason it is a time that is going to allow us to release major potential is because, like I said, Pluto is mostly an underworld type of energy, and when we talk about the underworld, we're talking about something that is more unconscious, more in the darkness. And when we come into the unconscious, there can be found well springs of untapped energy and potential. And when you come into bringing the Sun or the light into these darker underworlds or unconscious dimensions, you can tap into those well springs of energy or potential, and then you can release them further. And that is exactly what is going to take place during the middle of the month, okay? Now further, we are going to see an upsurge of subterranean energy, and this is because the inner city matrices or the inner earth is actually completely ruled by reptilians, which are fourth dimensional in nature. And further, the Pluto or the Plutonian station, because Pluto is not just a planet, it is actually a station which holds reincarnation systems, which they further use these reincarnation systems to actually breed more of these reptilians and holographically project them into the inner city matrices of the earth. And not only do they breed these reptilians on the Plutonian celestial, but they also breed beings that are made for deep space travel, because it is the station that is furthest out in our solar system. So you can see the correlation there. And like I said, this is why we see that upsurge of subterranean energy, because Pluto is more unconscious and it is all about the underworld, and the underworld is actually correlating or corresponding to the inner city matrices, which are actually ruled mostly by fourth dimensional reptilians as well. So be ready for this type of energy. Okay, it is going to get very, very full of death, or there will be a lot of rebirth due to the coming into consciousness of these subterranean energies, or these more unconscious natures. There's also going to be subconscious or unconscious insights, okay, and this is further going to bring us into great states of clarity. And you can see it with my expression while explaining these astrological events. Like I just said, I brought all this in from the unconscious or the subconscious, and I am able to bring it to you so you can have these insights to bring you to states of clarity further. And this is the energy of the sun opposing Pluto. Alright, it is making its way already into me and allowing its expression via the sun. Okay, so that moment of great clarity is going to further bring us to a great state of death, which is going to bring us into rebirth and then transformation. So there's going to be a state of transformation that takes place, and you will be changing your life in one manifestation or another, corresponding to all of the energy that I just gave within that read. Okay, so the next astrological transit is taking place on July 21st, and it is actually Venus in its fall, which is Venus actually entering into Virgo. Okay, and when Venus enters into Virgo, we see a lot of Venusian energy, which is revolving around beauty, asceticism, love, value, and relationships. And we see this Venusian energy kind of coming with a mercurial-like aspect, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication and high mental energy as well. So we will see this Venusian energy, or this Venus energy of relationship, love, asceticism, beauty, and value coming to mix with the mercurial energies of communication, heightened mental expansion, and most possibly also electricity as well. Okay, so let me see, there's going to be a lot of rationality as well within our relationships, and this can breed a lot of conflict, because you might tend to be overthinking your relationships. But if you know how to surf the mercurial energies well, then all of your relationships during this time will literally just be more strengthened and more prosperous as well. So further, the next astrological transit is on July 22nd, and it is actually the sun shifting into Leo. Okay, so from Cancer, as it is right now, the sun shifts into Leo, and the sun, or Leo, is actually ruled by the sun. So when the sun shifts into Leo, it is the most powerful sign for the sun to be in, and this is going to bring in a heightened sense of our dignity and self-expression and that mental electrical energy. And it is also going to further have us coming into questioning what our purpose is, or our calling, or maybe what it is we need to be expressing towards nowadays as an ego, or as an individual. All right, so let's go further into it with on July 22nd as well. There's going to be a Venus opposition to Jupiter, and Jupiter is known as the planet for expansion, spirituality as well, and the law, abundance, prosperity, luck, or fortune. Okay, and with this, we're going to see a very opulent period. We're going to see a lot of growth, and we're going to see a lot of beauty. Okay, we might want to expand ourselves in directions that help us cultivate more beauty or even more asceticism, but do not fall into a superficial direction of expansion in the way that you can go and strengthen up your asceticism or beauty by buying a ton of shoes or outfits or something, and it will actually bring up your asceticism or your beauty. But instead of falling into something superficial like that, you can actually go and invest in something that will actually bring you to a higher state of long-term beauty, which is more in tune with a Jupiter-like energy, as well as a Venus or Venusian-like energy. Okay, maybe something like books, okay, because they will last a lot longer. They will grant you knowledge. Maybe something like well-being, okay, because it will actually have you more in a wealthful state, and that is more prosperous and fortunate for yourself. Okay, so like I said, do not fall into a superficial state of amplifying your beauty, but go about it big like Jupiter. Okay, now the last astrological transit is July 28th, and is actually Jupiter coming into retrograde, dipping back into Aquarius. So Jupiter is actually in Pisces right now, and on the 28th of July it goes into retrograde and dips into Aquarius. Okay, and this is basically going to have Jupiter becoming more Saturn-like, because Aquarius during its more darker periods is actually ruled by Saturn. Okay, and it is going to have Jupiter more Saturn-like, meaning it's going to be more contractive, more disciplining, more governed by the laws of physics and time, and further karma or action. Okay, and this is going to bring us an expansive, this is going to bring us to an expansive state according to Saturn energies, okay, which are contractive, disciplined, and more accorded to the laws of time and karma. All right, and that is pretty much it for the astrological events or transits or ingresses for the entire month of July. Okay, so I hope you did enjoy the video today. I'm sorry about the disturbance once again. Please do not mind. Subscribe over here to the left of me and support the channel for more astrology. Drop a like to the video on the right of me and support the channel once again. Generates some static electricity from the ethereal body. It needs to be strengthened and realized for the collective rise in consciousness. I love you guys. Have a great day and peace out.